Hello guitar teachers and students, welcome back. So today we are on part 2 of the series on triad stuff that works in power chord centric genres, so rock and punk and metal and all that. So if you are a songwriter or player or lover of any of those genres, you're certainly in the right place. So last time we looked at root position triads, and today what we're going to do is we're going to take those same notes and just mix them up and make them into first inversion triads. Alright, so before we get started, if you haven't checked out part 1, I highly encourage you to do so. I'll put a link up for it now. But let's review what we got so far. So in part 1, we looked at power chords and how they're constructed. So there's an A power chord, and it's the notes A, E, and A. And if you play them all together, they sound like that. Then what we did was we learned the root position triad, which still had the A and still had the E, but put a C in the middle. And it looks and sounds like that. That's your A minor root position triad. So today what we're looking at is a first inversion triad. So it still has the notes A, C, and E, but it puts them in a different order. So if we play it like this, we have C as the lowest note, and then E, and then A. And just like with the root position triads, if I wanted to make this A minor into a major, all I got to do is take that C and raise it up a fret. And there's your A major. Minor, major, minor, major. So if we get both the A power chord and A minor first inversion triad up on the screen, you'll notice some similarities with how they're played. So if you look at the A and the D string, you'll notice it's 7th fret, the E and A on both of them. The only thing that changes is the low note, right? So an easy way to picture this is you have your A power chord, and then if you want to make it into a minor first inversion triad, you just say, okay, well I'm going to take this lowest note, this A, and I'm just going to walk it up 3 frets. And there you go, there's your minor first inversion triad. Just like that, if you want to make it a major, you start with your power chord, and then you just say, okay, well I need to take this lowest note, this A, and then walk it up 4 frets. And then there's your major first inversion triad. Okay, now let's check this out over a chord progression. So the chord progression is going to be A minor, C major, G major, D major. And the first time through I'm just going to play it with power chords, and then the second time I'll have power chords, root position triads, first inversion triads, all the good stuff. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with that. I think the extra color that it adds really brings out some emotion in this progression. And once you start mixing up a lot of these shapes, you get these really cool little bass lines and melodies that happen within the chord progression. It's nice. It's one of my favorite things, actually. So last time the worksheets that I gave you guys were pretty simple. It was just one new chord shape, so it was just here's a bunch of different keys, here's all the root position triads in those keys, go find 5 to 7 songs, plug them in, mix them up with power chords, have fun. Now that we have 3 different shapes, there's a lot more choice making that goes into it, right? I mean, we're coming up on a lot of different ways to play the same chord. So the goal was really to give you guys space to, kind of play around with things and make mistakes and make happy mistakes and figure out what works and what doesn't. So what I did was I gave some chord progressions in a few different keys, and on the first line you'll see that I did an example of something that I might do, and then there's space below for you to, like I said, just kind of play around. Start with a triad and see where you end up. Start with a power chord, see where you end up. If you're interested in those, there is of course a link down in the description. All right, well, we are done here. So thanks again for watching. Hope to see you back for the next part of the series. All right, take care.